Grab your pencils and some rubber bands and learn how to make a duck launcher. We're going to start by making the cup for our catapult, which isn't really a catapult, remember, it's just a launcher. So you'll need 3 rubber bands, preferably on the larger and very stretchy side. And you'll need some duct tape. I'm going to get off about, I don't know, a 4 to a 6 inch piece of duct tape. Some of this is just about experimenting. And all you're going to do with this one is you're going to fold it in half. But I'm going to do that so that my outsides aren't sticky. So I'm folding it in on itself. You can just fold it in half if you'd like to. And then we're going to get another piece of duct tape off here, much smaller, just an inch or 2. And we're going to put a pleat in our bucket. So we're going to fold it over on itself. We're just creating just enough of a launcher that the duck can sit in it, or whatever we're projecting can sit in it, but not get stuck in it. And then we'll go ahead and take the piece of duct tape we just got and fold it over to hold that pleat in place. So now we've got a nice little bowl for our projectile to sit in. Next, we're going to go ahead and hole punch these sides. If you don't have a hole punch, you can go ahead and take some scissors and cut into them, or a craft knife or whatever. So I'm going to hole punch these sides. You don't want your holes to be too close to the edge because you don't want there to be too much stress on them. We're going to do each top corner and then one in the bottom center. So we have our 3 holes there, and now we're going to thread our rubber bands through the holes. Thread the other end, the long end of the rubber band, through the front end, and go ahead and pull tight. Go ahead and pull these real tight now, because you're going to end up having them tighten up later, and you're going to have to adjust where your rubber bands tie to your catapult. So do that 2 more times. And there you go. We have a cup ready to launch our duck. To make our duck launcher, we're going to need 7 pencils and 9 rubber bands. First step is going to be to make a triangle out of 3 of the pencils. So you want to get your rubber bands good and tight, wrapping them around. And then I like to go ahead and do another side just like that. And then for stability purposes, I like to make it so that we have a rotation here of top, bottom, top, bottom. So all of the erasers, for instance, are on top, and all of the start ends of the pencil are on the bottom. Okay, so we have our triangle. We're gonna make another triangle going up from the first triangle. And I like to have this one join back here behind the other 2, not in between so much as behind. Use another rubber band for that. Do another one on this other side. Okay. So So now we're gonna shift these two so they're pointing up and put another rubber band in to keep them in place. Now, if we were just to do this, it wouldn't be very stable. It'd be pretty easy to come send this back. So we're gonna put 2 supports in, going like this, holding this frontward triangle up. So we wanna put the supports about 1/3 the way up the triangles. We're gonna do that by folding one of these rubber bands in half, getting it on this one, wrapping it around once or twice here, pulling it around this way, and then wrapping around once or twice on this side. The tighter we can get the rubber bands without breaking them, the more stable this whole situation will be. And we'll give this some extra support when we go to add our duck launcher. So again, fold this one in half, stick one end at the top of this pencil, wrap it around a couple of times, over on this side, and wrap it around a couple more times there. Make sure they're about 1/3 of the way up. This side looks good. This side's a little too low, so we'll pull that up a little bit. Finally, we're going to attach these two in the back. I like to do this one at a time, getting 2 of them wrapped up good and tight, going between these cracks here, and then getting the other one good and tight on its side, and then getting them wrapped together. Now we have a pretty stable catapult frame. Our next step will be to attach our slingshot. Okay, so we have our catapult frame and our slingshot, and now we just need to put them all together. So the slingshot is going to rest right here. You're going to make it look much tighter than you think it should be. Okay, you're going to tie it very close on each side without much slack because our rubber bands are very stretchy. So I'm going to start with the bottom one. I'm going to wrap it a couple of times and tie it in a knot. I don't need to tie a square knot because I'm going to go ahead and secure this tail end by wrapping it around my other joints a few times. I'm going to repeat this for up here, right about in the middle of this one. And again, I'm securing it, this joint a little bit more with it. One last end. And now we have our duck launcher ready to fire. Let's try it out with our duck real quick.